Hello and welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run. Today I got home really late and I had a bit of work left over, so I'm gonna cover a deck that's really quick. And true enough, it's actually in current Guilds of Ravnica, so we're gonna find a lot of interesting stuff here. So we're gonna check out Strength in Numbers. This is a basic Boros deck. One of the biggest complaints about the deck is that, oh, Boros, they all play the same. Well, sad to say that this one will kind of play the same. But we do have a lot of interesting tricks to go with this one, so let's cover the basic stuff. So this deck revolves around generating a big army, lots of cheap creatures, and lots of creatures within creatures. So let's start with the guys that generate more guys. Goblin Instigator, 2/1/1s for 2 mana. Martyr of Dusk, a 2/1, and when it dies, another 1/1. Let's see what else. Leonean War Leader, 4/4/4/4, but whenever it attacks, 3/1/1s, or 2/1/1s that are attacking as well. Paladin of the Bloodstain, 3/2/4/4 mana, comes with a 1/1. Heroic Reinforcements is one of our payoffs, but again, 4 mana, comes with 2/1/1s, and it buffs all your creatures, and gives haste as well, so this could be very relevant. Siege Gang Commander, 5 mana, 5/5 across 4 bodies. And this one, unlike our War Leader, which is an army in a can, this one is many shocks in a can. It's kind of shocking, actually. Then we have, Burning Sun's Avatar is one of our outliers. This is basically just a big dude that honestly can be easily replaced with something better. But that said, let's go over some of the cards that are not so replaceable. So, Leonean Vanguard is our cheap payoff. It's a 1/1 for 1. With enough creatures, it's a 2/2 and gives us 1 life. So it's reasonable, but this is really more for the white-black life gain deck. Can't complain about it though. Cavalry Drill Master, this is actually a decent payoff. You will be generating a lot of 1/1s and you kind of need extra help to push through. So this, a little extra boost with the body, not that bad. Mentor of the Meek is our main payoff. Basically, turns our cheap creatures into additional cards if you pay the mana, and we need all those extra cards. White Red is not exactly well known for card draw. We may have to keep that in mind. Militia Bugler is another form of card advantage. It's a 2/3 for 3 mana, has vigilance, but allows us to dig for another creature among our first 4 cards. Well, not every creature. So we have outliers like Bogart Brute. It does punch true, but we could use something better or something more synergistic. This one's more easily replaceable. Captivating Crew kind of fits here, could also be easily replaceable. But we have plenty of other interesting cards as well. Kinjali Sunwing is actually helpful in delaying our opponent from setting up a defense. This is actually very, very helpful. Act of Treason, it's a one-off, but helps clear the way. Trumpet Blast, if we generate enough creatures, we could attack out of nowhere. In fact, what makes this deck dangerous is it's very hard to say that, oh, there's a safe life total. If you have enough creatures, all it takes is one spell like this, and the board can suddenly become lethal, and your opponent may be forced to make bad blocks. So we also have Inspired Charge for that. Make a Stand is probably one of the better ones, because usually when we commit to an attack like this, we decimate our own army. Make a Stand prevents that from happening. And of course, Lightning Strike. I guess we could fill this deck up with more burn. We also have Hieromancer's Cage as better removal. I guess we could just do the use the Conclave card instead. That's probably one of the bad habits I have nowadays is I'm not so familiar with the card names now. Something I should get over. Yeah, Conclave Tribunal. This is probably one of the better ones we can use. It's actually a very easy replacement, but I'm not going to replace it just yet. We're going to see how well this one does as is. We'll most likely make that replacement afterwards. Another thing I want to replace in this deck is the mana mix. Basically, we have a lot of double white, then eventually we get to double red, and even a potential triple red. I kind of want to lean the deck towards one color more than the other. It makes the mana mix easier. It's more forgiving in a sense. It's better for our draws. And especially the problem with this deck, it's not really much of a problem, it's more of a consideration. We have to be very careful with our mulligan. I normally say this all the time, but it's especially true for this deck. We have to be very careful with the hand we keep here. So we're going to commit to strengthen numbers. Let's see if we got everything ready. Oh, I haven't even changed this one yet. So just a quick change. Let's see if I got that splash screen working. Yep, there you go. Now, one caveat with the splash screen is that the act of treason decided to commit treason and would not show up properly. Well, I can't complain too much about that. So with that said, we're going to start the game. Now, it's hard to say that, the good news about this deck is that at least the games are really fast. Okay, let's splash out. Bad news is, it could be really fast either way. The one thing that this deck has a problem with is the long game. So that said, we have a 2-drop into a 3-drop. This is more forgivable because we can play this one turn 1. So I'm going to keep this hand as is. Now generally I'd prefer to keep a hand with 3 mana. At least we have a burn target now. So Stone Quarry down. We can expect to take a lot of early damage, especially if this is the blue-red build. There you go. That said, our alternate plan right now is actually just play the Martyr of Dusk. If he decides to burn it, perfectly fine. Kinjali's Sunwing is probably the one card I don't want to lose here, but this one's a bit more forgivable. We still get an extra body. So opponent's playing Enigma Drake. He's not gonna trade. We can offer up our own trade at least, so let's see how he blocks it. He's probably okay, he's not gonna block. So we'll take the damage. Oh, actually we'll deal the damage, then just play Kinjali Sunwing. So our opponent is now incentivized to keep attacking. He's actually incentivized to burn our Sunwing now, so let's see if he has the burn spell. Blink of an eye. So we're gonna take 4 damage, but we can get through this one, so it's not that bad. So let's see. We're drawing a lot of lands though, so that's a problem. So definitely attack, because why not? Then let's see. I can choose to burn the Lava Runner, but that's kind of bad. I'll just play the Sunwing. It'll be annoying if he just blinks it again, but I have to commit to it at least. Okay, opponent's not 5 mana. Siren Storm Tamer. No. So the interesting trick we can do here is the nice thing, we're not committed to. Okay. So you know what? Let's I could just take the 5 damage now. So let's see. Okay, let's do it. Let's do a bit of thinking here. There's a lot of math here. So we take 5, we go down to 10. So I can swing for 2, 4, 6, 8. Burn something if I have to. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, let's go for the gamble. No blocks. Okay. So we'll just swing with these guys. Trumpet Blast 1 time. If we okay, so we'll just go at that. Now let's see if we can protect this board long enough. Okay. Being fire for 3, so 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's think about this. So this one will get up to 4, so we'll take 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we'll just let it resolve first. So this goes 4. Shock. Okay. So it gets down to 5. Yeah, that is enough. Oh, wait. Yep, that's enough. But we can't really do anything about it. That's good game. So he had enough burn. Well, it was worth a shot. We were drawing into our late stuff a bit. The war leader wouldn't have helped. So one of the things we're missing is bigger removal. So, well, the good news is the deck lost pretty quickly, so at least they didn't have to sit that long here. So let's take a look and so the ways we can shore it up. Banefire is a pretty good choice. Okay, I forgot to censor our opponent's name there because I was talking a bit. So here's okay, so mulligans are important here. Basically, especially considering we're not gonna get a creature until turn 3, and that's even conditional, so definitely mulliganing this one. This is worse. Okay, do I mulligan to 5? This is the case where I definitely want to skew the deck more towards 2 drops. Because at least if I keep a hand like this, I'm guaranteed to at least draw into something decent. So I'll just show this one's a gamble. So as you can see, we drew in. Let's flip that one down. And let's see how many more lands we draw off this. So opponent's playing blue again. This Cloak Herald, so we could use Sunburn. You know, we're getting more lands, so we are in real trouble here. Oh, well, at least I said it's a relatively quick game. So opponent. Oh wait, this is not Merfolk. So, oh no, this is basic. So this one punishes us even more. So we kept so many lands. Basically, I have this bad habit of not wanting to mulligan twice. This is one case where I definitely should have. Now, if I play Mentor of the Meek, it's really a throwaway. I'm curious as to why our opponent's slowing down. He probably has a shock in hand as well, so that means Mentor of the Meek is not going to do much. I could play the Cavalry Drill Master first. Well, for one, I'm never going to block it anyways, but I'm anticipating that he has a shock based on the delay. So this one's really more of a throwaway. Yep, there's the shock as predicted. So at least I didn't lose the mentor. But now we're still in danger of this taking damage from this guy. So as you can see, I illustrated why this was a very bad. Well, the first one was still bad. I could have drawn into white mana. I guess there was more white mana, but this one was not so great. My dog is calling. Wonder why. I'm also a little bit dubious with some of the cards float around. Okay, so this. Okay, at least we get to play something. I could just play Mentor of the Meek, hope to draw into this. Well, I'm not blocking anyway, so it doesn't matter which one I play. So let's just play the Mentor of the Meek. Hopefully the Sunwing can cause some delays next turn. Generally, if you're playing Boros, you want to be in the offensive. You don't want to be down in a situation like this. In fact, our opponent could just leave the Enigma Drake back all day. Instead, I guess I'm going to take this one. So we're gonna take 4 damage. Yeah, under most circumstances, I probably should concede this game at this point. But let's play true. Do I have to say that our opponent is playing very deliberately? So I have to assume he has another 2 mana spell. So yeah, this is gonna be a really fast game. So the caveat with decks like Boros and even the Merfolk deck is you may be playing your own game, but you're playing against someone else. You have to consider their game as well. So we could play Heroic Reinforcements, but But that's only there to get some damage through. It doesn't do a whole lot. So let's just play the Sunwing at least. Still not that impressed. In fact, our opponent's probably gonna burn it again. Oh no, it's just a radical idea. Then he might just burn it next turn. But right now, we are in no condition to block any of these guys. This one's a very good 1-2 punch. Definitely something we can improve upon in the best of 3. Okay. Yep, this game is already over. So, yeah, we have no way to block this one. We're gonna take 6 damage next turn anyway. Opponent's still being very deliberate. Another Mistcloak Herald, because why not? And well, there's nothing wrong with playing very deliberately. I still have 2 mana, so he is concerned over things. So let's... So, okay, let's play this guy first. So this is an illustration of a potential explosive start, but we're not gonna win this game anyhow. What the heck? All attack. None of these guys have lifelink, unfortunately. So yeah, that's just me saying good game. It was the best I can come up with. Now our opponent's gonna play some other stuff, so he probably has a quest that he's trying to build up to. To be fair, I stuck around this long also because I had the quest I was building up to as well. So what is our... So our opponent's just trying to load this all up. Yeah, okay, this is literally... Okay, he's literally showing off, but... to be fair, he earned it. I never got to remove his Mistcloak Herald. So the first thing we're gonna do with this deck is shore up our removal. So we're gonna cut a lot of the 4-drops here. The deck is tuned for aggro, so we have to play the aggro game. So we're gonna ditch a lot of the 4-drops that we have here. Some of them might make it to the sideboard. We're really going to aim more towards removal spells. So Lightning Strike by itself is not enough. We're definitely gonna add shocks. Maybe Shivan. No, just keep shock simple, because the burn spells here we need to be able to throw into our opponent as well. So far not so good. No wins, 2 losses. Well, let's keep at it. We're bound to hit a good matchup eventually. Fingers crossed. Otherwise, this is going to be a really, really short episode. But there's probably a lot of things to talk about here. Okay. So let's not forget to blink this out though. Seems like connection's a little bit slower recently. Okay, there you go. So let's blink it out. Then let's blink it back in. Okay, so again, this one's a scary mix, but we at least have a 2-drop. I'm more willing to keep this one. Again, having too many of these 4-drops messes this deck up. If I could swap these with 2-drops, this would be so much better. I'm gonna keep this as a gamble, but basically I'm just illustrating. The deck has a good idea, but there are some principles that but if we're going to stick with a good idea, we have to go all in on the good idea. Well, the good news is there was a little mercy. We got our red mana. So now we just need a 4th mana. We could at least play the Cavalry Drill Master, so we have 2 turns. Now let's just watch our opponent play a Steel Leaf Champions, then we have no offense. Well, not entirely. Oh, Blanchwood Armor. Okay, so I could just play the Drill Master, get some damage, just to put a body on the ground. Gets more damage through. That might actually be more important. I'm probably just going to play the Sunwing instead, because this one's more valuable if there's actually someone on board. So let's attack for now. We're definitely not going to block this Llanowar Elves. But right now, if our... Well, let's see if our opponent has a third land. Okay, he has a third land, so he can afford to attack with the Elves. He does need to put an extra body down. Still waiting on that 4th mana. I guess the first thing I'll play is the Paladin of the Bloodstain. Basically have something to throw in front of the Elves. Then we can do the reinforcements next turn. So, plenty of plans. Oh, opponent held back. So, probably indicating he has some sort of removal. Let's attack with the Sunwing first. Right now I'm trying to remember if there's... Yeah, there is instant speed fight. It's called Pounce. He could just play it now. I want to see if he's actually going to go for the Pounce. So let's just swing with the Sunwing. If he goes for the Pounce... This is where Inspired Charge actually shines. So at least our opponent's deeply tanking. We will lose the Sunwing if he goes for it, but at least we can take down the Elves too. Okay, he is tapping for mana. Could be a Plummet also, so that... Oh, no, he didn't do any... Okay, looks like our opponent might be lagging out. Something is not right here. So, let's play the Paladin, the Bloodstained. Yeah, it looks like... looks like a Mercy win. Oh wait, no, he's still around. I wonder what happened that time. Okay, so but at least we got our army already. Really curious what happened there. He probably just changed his mind. Well, it didn't matter that he tapped it. So opponent's not 5 mana. Gigantosaurus. It comes into play tap, so that's something he must consider. Also take note we have 5, 6, 7, 8. Heroic Reinforcements is enough to be fatal. So let's see if he actually goes for it. I think he's gonna go for the Gigantosaurus plan. I could play either of these cards and it would be perfectly fine. So let's see if... Oh no, he's not playing the Gigantosaurus plan. In fact, I have no idea what he's got here. Okay, 1. Okay, he's tapping out for... This has to be some sort of creature. I think he's trying to tell us that he's got nothing. So... So let's just... So as you can see, we can just pull it out of nowhere. So that is the benefit of this deck, but take note, a lot of things had to go according to plan. If I didn't draw that red mana, I wouldn't have the bodies I needed. If I didn't have the 3 drop or the 4 drop that to follow it up, things could have gotten worse. Actually, if our opponent had any one creature to follow up, I probably would have delayed the plan a bit. And also, don't forget, there are sweepers in the format. Especially in black. Actually, our deck is the most vulnerable to it. Like, even Fiery can... Okay, I forgot to censor her name, so apologies. I'm definitely keeping this hand, though. So, we got action on 2, action on 3, action on 4. So definitely keep that curve. Though we have to be careful, we have no responses at all. Opponent. Okay, we have some action. So I'm definitely gonna play the instigators first. Opponent's got Pride Mate as predicted. It's okay. So I guess I'm just gonna keep spamming, guys. Captivating Crew is gonna be the pinch hitter because he's gonna try to buff this. Oh, mono white. So he's not gonna do any. Oh, he missed also. So I'm gonna trade these guys now. Okay, so let's play even more goblins. The next turn, more goblins and a drill master, so we could at least get some damage through. And hopefully we can. Okay, opponent's going Mentor of the Meat. So he's in the mono white plan, so no blocks this time. We got our own Mentor of the Meat, but okay. If I could get greedy and just go for drawing cards, it sets me. But it sets me back a turn. Actually, you know what? Yeah, it sets me back a turn, but I might have to do it. So I'll just play that one now. No attacks. Now we're gonna see. Now we're gonna see who can draw more cards. This is gonna be a very interesting matchup. Opponent plays Untitled Vanguard, so he will draw a card. Plays a land, so he might have a trick up his sleeve. Another Untitled Vanguard. That one's kind of wasted. I probably would not have played that one. So he's going to attack. No blocks. I can still afford to take damage right now. So next turn. Okay, play the Drill Master. So I can actually pump probably one of these guys. Then pay some mana to draw a card. Okay, so we got Martyr of Dusk. I'll probably play the Instigator first because I think I might need to start chump blocking now. So combat, attack. Okay, is he going to pay the 4 life? Okay, pays the 4 life. In fact, it takes out our Instigator. But that's okay. So we managed to deal more damage. So now let's throw our chump blocker down. So next turn I'm gonna play Instigator, start drawing more cards. Kinda wanna hit 8 mana to do Captivating Crew out of nowhere. Okay, so now opponent's creatures are gonna be bigger.
I will lend you my strength.
So let's see. Oh, he's not attacking. Okay, that's perfectly fine. So let's play the Instigator. Start drawing cards. There's no double cost, so I'll probably just keep one of each. Okay. So yep, we just started to flood the board. We're probably gonna need to start. We're gonna need to start chipping down on Ajani. Radiant Destiny. He's going to name Soldier. So these guys all have vigilance. So yeah, we're probably gonna. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Deliver us to victory.
I could surprise him out of the blue, especially if he starts buffing tokens onto this. So I definitely can't take a hit from any of these guys. So let's throw Martyr of Dusk here. Let's throw the tokens. So let's get one more card. Okay, so we're getting lands. But in this case, it's actually quite okay. So, can't play the War Leader. We actually have to play the cheaper one because we need to draw into even more cards. Hopefully I can draw into a Lightning Strike. That will at least that way we can nuke the Mentor. Keep our opponent from catching up. No dice. So, no attacks. It does mean that if we block with Paladin the Bloodstain, our opponent is going to be forced to... Well, opponent seems to be flooded. Okay. So, just drawing cards. Okay. Pride Mate. So, he's going to buff this guy up. Yeah. If I go for the threat, then considering these all have vigilance, I probably should go for the threat and plan. Take that down to Van. No. Okay, this one's a bit tricky. Okay, so how do we go about this? I need to make him pay life, so that blocks there. Let's buy some time, so... It's a bit tricky though. We're probably not gonna win this, but... Yeah, if we can make our opponent pay life, at least we could buy more time. First we need to deal with this guy. So I have two choices. I can play Captivating Crew, capture one of his guys, most likely the Militia Bugler, but then I'm opening myself. Probably should capture the Untitled Vanguard, swing at his Ajani at least. So I'm gonna take... I'm gonna take the weaker one. Then combat. Probably should have taken a stronger one. That would have been put them on parity. So let's swing with this one. Now he has to decide which guy, if he wants to throw a guy in front or not. Okay, he's gonna throw that guy in front. That's perfectly fine. I'm gonna at least waste him. So now we have to see how much life we can afford to lose. Good news is the tokens... Okay, so he's gone for that one.
I have summoned reinforcements.
At least the tokens don't get buffed with Radiant Destiny, but... Yeah, we are short on a sweeper. So we probably would play Paladin next turn and War Leader. So let's see if we can survive this one. Probably not gonna use Captivating Crew anymore. So as much as I'm loath to do it, let's throw this one in front of the Vanguard. I could take 10 damage at least. Sure. Yeah, let's keep it that way. I need to keep the Mentor alive because I know I'm gonna draw another card next turn. Now he gets to draw cards off, so that's an issue. I have to say, this is a very sweet mono white deck. Props to him. So let's see if we can get out of this mess. Do we need to keep the red just in case we draw into Lightning Strike? We need to take out that Mentor ASAP. No, we got Siege Gang Commander, so we can't play him just yet. I can choose to play the War Leader. It's still a 4/4 at least. Helps in some blocks. I could play the Vanguard so I can start gaining some life back. Draw into another card. Okay. It's a bit of a throwaway anyway, but we're gonna play... Let's see. If we can draw into that Lightning Strike, we're good. If we can't, it's kinda over. Nope, Hieromancer's Cage. Yeah, this this really should be Conclave Tribunal. So now we have to deal with an Ajani's Pride Mate that's just gonna get bigger. And let's play the Ajani's Welcome. Oh, it's gonna get... Oh wait! We have a good... So now we have a target for the Hieromancer's Cage, but we probably need another one. Seal Away is gonna be really great. Well, actually, it'd be dead right now. So let's see. So I need to throw... Oh wait, he's attacking with Mentor? So let's see if we can avoid death. I think he's signaling that he has a buff spell, but I have no choice. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see if he has it. Yeah, he has it. Good game. So that was that. The deck got wiped really easily. Well, it's not a big loss. So okay, so that was very disappointing. But then again, it means we know how to improve it. Yeah, so disappointing. Couldn't even get a decent uncommon. But oh well, that's it for this one. So let's take a quick break and let's move ahead to deck building. So I actually like the print view in this one. Anyway, so this is the deck in a nutshell. As you can see, completely even. Too many forge. Yeah, we need to find a way to lower this part of the curve. So first things first, let's cut the cards that definitely are not... Well, it's hard to say which performed, which didn't perform. But let's cut the Bogart Brutes. We're definitely keeping the Siege Gang Commander. Trumpet Blast's probably gonna go. Probably want to make my combat tricks cheaper. Inspired Charge. I'm gonna keep the Heroic Reinforcement, so Inspired Charge is gonna go. Hieromancer's Cage is gonna go. I'm gonna replace it immediately with Conclave Tribunal. This would have been so perfect against that Ajani, but yeah, actually been so perfect against many things here. Cavalry Drill Masters probably gotta go. So Leonean Vanguard's gonna go also, so this makes the deck more forgiving. Definitely gonna keep the... I'm gonna buff the Mentor of the Meek by 1. Yeah, I cut the Inspired Charge, but let's add another Make a Stand at least. Let's max out the Lightning Strikes also. Militia Bugler, probably should max that one out. Cut the Paladins. Cut the Martyrs maybe, because we need to create tokens faster. So this is gonna be a lower CMC version, so contains at least one of... Oh yeah, Legion's Landing's definitely gonna be in here. The Ajani here is actually a decent choice, but let's see what else we have here. Captain Lanry's Storm. This one produces treasures, but it's a good way to get through the get some of our bigger cards. Actually, speaking of bigger cards, Burning Sun's Avatar is gonna go. Captivating Crew to the sideboard. Act of Treason can go. Goblin Instigator is probably a 4 off. We can make this more of a goblin deck, so the War Leader probably might not fit in. Let's see. Call the Cavalry is a decent one, I guess. Wait. No other cards matching these filters. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Let's turn off the... Okay. Let's kill the create part. Let's start with the CMC. So converted mana cost 1. I really wish there's a way to say one, like 2 or less or whatnot. But does make sideboarding, figuring this out easier. So Banefire, we want at least 2 copies in the sideboard. I previously did a semi-pirate team. Well, the Buccaneer probably doesn't fit, but there's another card that does fit. Actually, Dauntless Bodyguard also fits too. So let's first look for that. I probably want Fanatical Firebrand in the sideboard. So basically, my goal here is to bring down the mana cost as low as possible. So G2 Lava Runner doesn't fit this deck. We're gonna be subbing a lot of creatures here. So actually, instead of the actually Hazada Marshall might be a better fit. It does require him to attack. We could fake out something. So this one's more experimental. So probably in the maybe for now. Imperial Lancer. Legion's Landing. Yeah, definitely want at least one of those. So Goblin Motivator. No. Actually, I want to take a look at Path of Metal if that fits here. So I cut out the Vanguard. Definitely, Rigging Runner is a decent one because it's potentially a 2/2 with first strike. This would be very. You could play it as a 1-drop at most worst, and the nice thing is it has synergy with Siege Gang. So let's just put 2 of those. I originally had multiple copies of Glorybringer. Well, we don't have that anymore. We definitely want shocks here. So that said, I'm gonna put the War Leader in the sideboard, maybe board. Sunwing's also in the maybe. It's more of a sideboard card. Aspirant kind of fits. It's a 2/1 for 2, but I guess Dauntless Bodyguard might be. Actually, that's not true. Dauntless Bodyguard's not necessarily better. Okay. So that's it for the 1-drops. Actually, there is we can go for the 2-drops. There's a 2-drop that definitely fits in here. If we make the deck more red, it's a bit expensive, so brace yourselves. So we're not in the life gain format anymore, so Ajani's Pridemate doesn't fit. Could have fit earlier, actually. It's not a bad card. Boros Challenger. Actually, this one is not so bad. A 2/3 for 2 mana. It's worth considering. So what would I give up for this guy? Probably the Militia Buglers can go back to being a 3 off. Because the Boros Challenger does the same thing. It actually benefits some of our lower drops as well. It's worth a shot, but let's see what else. Dancing Ray. Dark Dweller Oracle. No. Not for this one, at least. Dire Fleet Daredevil is actually a good sideboard card. Basically, you can play this early enough, so probably the Captivating Crew can. And I'll just leave it there. So, Dismissive Pyromancer's removal in itself. There's another Goblin that's a decent 2-drops, also removal in itself. Also, let's see, Crater Maker. This one's actually a better fit. It's like it could even replace the shocks. Sure, it only deals damage to creatures, but I was considering Shivan Fire. So we could make this we could actually make this red-white Boros Goblins deck. So the shocks will go in the sideboard in this case. So we lose a bit of some surprise potential, but Crater Maker at 2. It's a 2/2 for 2, so it will stop creatures in its tracks. The Goblin Instigator probably should be a 3 off then. Because we're not exactly because we're only having Heroes Reinforcements as our go wide plan. So we'll make a stand also. So we're not capitalizing on going wide. Lava Coil is probably a good sideboard removal, but I need to put. I probably want cheaper ones. Seal Away is probably a better choice here. Let's see. Justice Strike. This one's also worth consideration, but this only has a creature deal damage to itself. Actually, it's not a bad choice. If we're expecting to deal with large creatures, like that last like those last matchups, Justice Strike would be a very good answer. So that one goes in the sideboard. So probably 3 of that. Lava Coil, also a cheap way to deal damage. So Legion Guild Mage, not exactly what we need. Sure, tapping creature down helps a bit at least. So yeah, cut a bunch of these guys. Relentless Raptor. This one doesn't fit the Mentor of the Meek plan, but if I cut out the Mentor of the Meek and just went for more quality creatures, Relentless Raptor is not a bad call. Path of Metal, First Strike, Double Strike, Vigilance, or Haste. So we have Militia Bugler, we have Rigging Runner. So Heroic Reinforcements gives all our guys haste. I guess this is a reasonable one-off. It's a nice surprise. So I need to cut some cards down. So probably the Fanatical Firebrands. That's a bit overkill. Pride of Conquerors is also... We saw our opponent play Pride of Conquerors earlier. And with enough creatures... This actually +2/+2 for 2 mana. This actually quite... This might even be better than Make a Stand. Sure I was talking about having an army and all that, but we're trying to make the mana cost cheaper. So let's go for it. So Runaway Steamkin is what I was considering. We do have plenty of red spells now, so and it's pretty much a must-have if you're going to have any form of mono red. I'll leave it off for okay, it's definitely in the maybe board. I'll leave it off for now because this could be quite expensive now. Definitely want Seal Aways in the sideboard, so let's put 2 there. Yeah, so we're trying to bring everything down to 1 mana and 2 mana as much as possible. So also looking for more goblins. Well, we don't necessarily need to pump the goblins that much. Flying Menace. This one's interesting. It's nice to allow removal, but it's still annoying as heck. Actually, if we can cut the creatures with okay, Instigator, Militia Bugler, Siege Gang Commander, yeah. So we're not gonna cut those yet, just to fit into Kali Honor Guard. Swiftblade Vindicator, yeah. If you get any of these, this would be a decent fit. I'm probably gonna just fit in the Mentor instead. Actually, there is a Goblin Tree drop that we could fit in. So let's check some of these guys first before we get there. Some Stalwart, First Strike Mentor. This one fits too, actually. Let's say, for example, we play Heroic Reinforcements, then it runs out, or we play Goblin Instigator. Sunhome Stalwart's a very good continuation on that. That said, yeah, let's put these in. I could just move let's just move some of the shocks back in here. So let's move 2 of those in. Yeah, basically I'm bumping the seal. Let's actually put the 4th Conclave Tribunal on the sideboard. There you go. And speaking of armies in a can, so let's clear all this, then just search for Mentor. Aurelia would be a good fit here, actually. She just costs 4 mana. I guess if you want to put a legendary, she's okay. She even helps Mentor of the Meek too. So yeah, it's one copy. But there is another. Again, Boros Challenger is a good fit here also. That's something to consider. So we're let's try to make a more Goblin plan. Basically, we're just taking advantage of Siege Gang Commander. Then we can try to make a more soldier plan. So where is that Goblin? Yeah, Legion War Boss. So yet another army in a can. This is probably the better one. So let's drop these guys. Yeah, War Leader that doesn't fit in this version. Maybe it fits in on the soldiers version. I'll fix the mana base too. Probably can cut 1 land down also. So based on this sideboard, yeah, we're way red this time. Heavy on the blue. So 6 instants. Yeah, we got more instants now. So we're heavy on the 2 drops, heavy on the 3 drops, have some decent 1 drops. So this is a much better mix in my opinion. Probably could add some of the 2 trees for 2 mana. They might they're actually probably a better fit. Having that extra toughness counts, forces your opponent to actually have a lightning strike or a lava coil. You don't get nuked out by shock. So, and ways to cheapen it up. So yeah, this is actually a much better one. So how much does this cost? Relatively cheap. So this is actually a decent one to build. Only caveat is, yeah, we're kind of evenly split on creatures and spells. Maybe I should move some of the shock packs, put more creatures. So probably will do that. Let's go for the mentor guy this time. So definitely the Boros Challenger. Yeah, I could put Goblin Banneret. He's relatively cheap too, but I want to sink my it's a decent mana sink at least. I think having the extra toughness matters more. So 2 Boros Challengers, shocks go to the sideboard. I guess the Banefire is there for anti-control. Darfleet Daredevil. I guess we can cut down the seal, one seal away, and yeah, let's just cut down one shock too. So I know based on this one we have only like what? We have 2 5-drops, bunch of 4-drops. The enchantments can be made cheaper. Yeah, we'll cut down to 24. It's a little bit of a risk. But we do have Legion's Landing that could flip. Path of Metal, kind of conditional. This is a sweeper at least. So let's cut 1 plains for now. Actually, no, let's cut about 5 of those plains. Cut down 1 mountain. Then let's buff the Clifftop Retreats. Cut the Stone Quarries, then replace them with Sacred Foundries. One Arch of Araska because that's my... I'm only putting this because this is kind of like my signature. Honestly, you probably shouldn't put that there. And then I guess an 8-6 mix. Because we're not pure goblins to warrant running unclaimed territory. And we do have a lot of non-creatures, so I'll stick with the 8-6 for now. Let's then take a look at the mana base. We could run goblin. This deck does not appear. Yeah, I'm one. Oh yeah, I'm 1 card short. So mana distribution. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, more mountains, less plains. Another Boros Challenger, or another Mentor of the Meek's kind of the glue of this deck. It's also very soft too. I really want to. Yeah, we could use more 2-drops. I guess the Crater Maker might be a better choice. Actually, it's a choice between Crater Maker, or Challenger. I guess Instigator's fine also. Let's just... I guess I'll bump up the Crater Maker. So, okay, let's do a quick analysis now. So, we did accomplish several goals. One, we got rid of a lot of the extraneous stuff. 2, the deck is relatively cheaper. We have a very sharp curve on the early game. So we're really playing the early game strategy here. That said, there is one more card I want to check out. That's the split card. No, that's the red, green, white one. So yeah, Integrity Intervention. Target creature gets +2/+2, and it's a removal spell. Okay, it's not the best removal spell in this case. This is a decent substitution for some of the rares, like say the Darfleet Daredevil. Still think Justice Strike is better in this case. Then there's... I know there's another one for... Let's see the rare one. Response and Resurgence. This is the one that gives us an extra attacking turn. It's okay, I guess, but I think an extra main phase is kind of overkill. Actually, if you really need a sweeper, it doesn't fit this deck because it will kill most of our own creatures. But if you really need a sweeper, Deafening Clarion is an option. Likewise, another option we can do is lean this more towards pirates, and we can just play Fiery Cannonade. The Boros Challenger will survive. Some of these guys were okay with having them die, so actually that is another option. We can try to look for higher toughness creatures like Tokali Honor Guard, Militia Bugler. Then or at least have them be pirates. Then that way we can start running fiery cannonades. We can also run Lannery Storm as an extra payoff at that. Shame Carry Zeb's not there anymore though. But this is what the deck looks like as it is. We achieved a lower CMC goal. It's probably gonna take me a while to build up to this deck, so we might not see it immediately. But at least we solved the problem of having too many early drops at that. So yeah, that's it for. So that's how we're gonna do it. So that's it for this episode, the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you see, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Please help a fellow up check up some of my other content as well. Might be a bit of a delay, but I'm still trying to figure out some other schedules. But definitely gonna have Return of the Obra Dinn on Friday. I think it counts as Friday for you guys. It's when it comes up. Probably gonna do another version of this deck, still lower CMC, but maybe less towards goblins. Actually, got a that last matchup with Mono White, aiming towards soldiers. That one was not even recently good. It was a very good idea. Kind of want to build around that one. Stinks of life gain though. Kind of want to save that for white black. But anyway, that's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. Thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you guys again next time.